Extreme breakfast. These are intestine noodles, and this is just one stop on our ultimate street food tour here in Sichuan. We're watching Sammy again. Today, I'm on a mission to see and taste what sets food in Chengdu apart from anywhere else in China. So go!
Lagi tayo nanonood ng Sunny videos kasi mahilig tayo kumain. Tas siya yung kumakain para sa atin. Kikwento niya lang.
It's singeing my nostril hairs.
After spending a week here, you'll be addicted to it.
Oh yeah?
Can't eat without it.
And by the end of this video, oh my god, I can't believe it, you'll witness street food delights that are both delicious, room temperature cow stomach, and dare it. If I eat this, I will brain better.
For sure, it'll be a whole different Sunny tomorrow.
Okay, I can't wait. I need all the IQ I can get. But first, we start with a not-so-typical breakfast. Good morning from Chengdu, a quaint little town of only about 12...
Sunny food export
21 million people. Today, this is breakfast. This hearty cauldron of broth will be the highlight of our breakfast, a dish known as Beitang Fun. With bones to intestines. That is a Huang Huncad is testing, and even a few cents of walnuts. Either this pig was an adolescent, or perhaps they shrunk up a bit while it was boiling. By my side, we have the owner of this establishment. How do I know? Because he has his passport photo on the side of the building. Handsome. This restaurant is famous for its fatty intestine noodles. Trust me, it's better than it sounds. But they also serve a type of flatbread, made with a special ingredient, unique to the Sichuan region. Good morning.
Morning.
Benita is here to tell me more. We have quite the breakfast in front of us.
This is kind of flatbread. Filled with flatbread para lang sa simula, diba? Light lang yung food mo, tas nakakatry ka pa ng iba't ibang pagkain. Sichuan, China, ay gusto kong pumunta dyan, di ko lang alam kailan.
Spicy and numbing beef. And numbing beef? Yes. What is numbing beef? The bread starts with a simple wheat dough, kneaded and flattened into a long strip. A bit of ground pork is added to the dough, then it's rolled up and flattened again to evenly distribute the meat. Now comes the star ingredient, ground beef, marinated in chili powder and the iconic Sichuan peppercorns.
Numbing is a sensation that we get from Sichuan peppercorn, which is a very unique ingredient that we use a lot in Sichuan cuisine.
So I've heard of this iconic peppercorn, and we're going to cover more about it later in our hot pot episode. But even in this, what looks to be some kind of a Sichuan pastry, there's peppercorn. Yeah, for sure. And once the dough is rolled up, it's dipped in black sesame seeds and flattened out again before being fried in a pan of grapeseed oil.
So, tatlo yung nilagay na laman sa loob. Tapos laging pina-flat, no? Ngayon ko lang nakita, pwede mo pala yung gawin sa kahit ano. Pag nagawa tayo ng Shanghai, dito sa Philippines, or kung kahit ano, pwede natin gawin yun, no? Doon ngayon ko lang naisip. The name, di ko nga siya naisip, pinapanood ko lang.
Well, this is called Kuo Kui. Literally, it means pot helmet. About 2,000 years ago, there's a general, he used to use the helmet to heat out the bread. That's what I love, is there's so much history in every bite. Kodata. Finally, after frying, the bread is put by the fire, creating the perfect crispy exterior.
Sama po, Kuo Kui.
Alright, shall we give it a shot? Oh wow, can I be honest? When I just looked at this bread, it looked dry. No, it's so flaky. It's not dry at all. This is unbelievable. It's very satisfying. And then there's just layers of flavor. Now I'm getting a little bit more of that savory beef. Black sesame seeds on the outside. You can't feel the numminess now. It feels like you put your tongue on a 9-volt battery.
Exactly, that's what it is. Actually, they say it equals to 50 hertz of electricity shock.
Really?
Yes, the chemical inside of the peppercorn sends a message to your brain that your tongue is vibrating when it's actually not moving at all. But what? So pag kumain ka nito, numbing talaga yung dila mo? Ang galing talaga ng China.
And we have this.
Cactus noodles.
Is this something people eat for breakfast?
Yeah, we do. Normally.
This restaurant makes their own noodles in-house. In a mixing machine, flour is combined with starchy water. The noodle itself is pretty special. It's sweet potatoes. That would make it gluten-free, I guess? Yeah. After some time, the mixture transforms into a silky smooth dough, ready to become noodles. The owner presses the dough through a strainer, creating strands that drop into a boiling cauldron where they quickly solidify. The noodles are then moved to another cauldron to cool, followed by a final rinse to ensure they're clean and ready. Time for the noodle bowl build. Green onions, cilantro, seasoning powder, MSG, sugar, pepper, lard, and peanuts are added to a bowl. Bean sprouts and the noodles are poached together in that rich intestinal broth we saw earlier. The broth and noodles are then poured into a bowl, topped with the fatty intestinal nuts and sliced in cut.
Ay, parang sarap no. Sarap tikmat na parang, ay. Ilan ko ba matitikmat to? Kailan ba ako pupuntang China? Depende yan sa anak ko eh. Kung kailan siya makapa, pwede iwan na naman. Iwan namin sa mga lola-lolo niya. No?
Completing this hearty meal. Let's try some
Fei chunks these noodles.
I love the bean sprout. Yeah, because the noodle itself is kind of elastic, slightly chewy, and then the bean sprouts give you a nice crunch. You put a little peppercorn again, yeah, a little bit. Wow, now it's really coming. Everything's so extreme here. And then here, looks like a Boy Scout got his knot badge. Yeah, actually they pay extra for it, just to add more meat. Juicy. Yeah, it's got a little gush to it. It's not even chewy. They've raised.
Yung mga sinasama ni Shani dito, mga ano rin yan eh. Mga vlogger din yan doon sa pantry Facebook. Kasi parang pumunta sila dito sa Philippines, tas may kasama siyang vlogger. Tas nakita ako sa YouTube, ano din pala sila, vlogger siya ng Philippine cuisine. Tapos pag ganyan, nagkumukontak siya ng ng local na nagpa-vlog din para may kausap niya, may alam kung paano natin nilalawait yung buong palabas.
For so long, it's just become very tender. That said, I'm looking for lungs. Lungs is only for the broth. Oh, you don't eat the lungs? Sorry, I can't feel my mouth right now. Yeah, and I think it's numbing my brain a little bit too. Soon we'll be seeing how the city's most iconic noodles are made, from the factory to the finished bowl. But first, what sets China's biggest city apart from any other?
So are you from Chengdu originally?
Yes, as far as here. Anita is the lead navigator of Chengdu Food Tours, a company specializing in the rich food culture of her hometown, Chengdu. This city is wild because it's a city of about 21 million people. But again, we're in China. It's that big. Don't fact check me, but maybe top 5? Okay, so that is big. Yeah. Chengdu, the home of the panda, is a city with 4,000 years of history, yet it pulses with a youthful energy. Here, you can experience the best of both worlds, the charm of the old and the excitement of the new.
Wow, hinate, no? So dito sa Philippines, parang BGC yan. This is a BGC modern, you know? Tapos pag gumilid ka or lumagpas ka lang onte, ayun pa, parang iba, ha? Tapos pag sumobra ka pa, gusto mo ng iba't-ibang lugar, marami ako yan sa... Saan ba?
The Ban Mountains. Here is very self-sufficient. People also throw all sorts of things, so we don't worry about much. All people care about is food and how to have a better life. I think I will get along well with the people here. Set in the heart of Sichuan province, the food here is an adventure in itself. Think fiery Sichuan peppercorns, fragrant chili oil, and bubbling hot pots that will test your limits. That we'll save for our next video. But right now, we're headed to see how the city's most iconic noodle is made. Mr. Chen, can you tell me about the different types of noodles that you're making here at your noodle spot?
Thin, thick, fats, every kind.
Sounds like my camera guy's preference in women. Here, the noodle making.
Sinasama niya na rin yung reaction ng camera ganyan. Dati, di, parang laging siya lang. Ayan, may ganun.
Process begins by mixing wheat flour and water into a hydration machine. When it comes to noodle making, where do some people go wrong? The water portion is very important. So how you keep the ratio of the flour and the water. Next, that newly formed mixture is pressed through a dough sheeter. Here, it's constantly kneaded, transforming it to a smooth, firm consistency.
So the whole process of press the noodles is very important. You need to really give the consistency and the chewiness to the noodles.
Finally, the dough sheet is rolled up and fed into a noodle cutter, shredding it into delicate strands.
Actually, danzan just means the pole on the shoulder. There used to be a guy who sells this noodle on a pole on his shoulders, and he had 2 baskets, one basket for the noodle, one basket for the sauce and the bowls. People didn't necessarily know his name back then, so they would just call it like, oh, that pole noodle, so that's how the name is caught on.
How did you get started in the noodle business?
He's been making noodles for 20 years. He learned from other masters, and then he started making his own.
You did not start out as a family business.
Same with me, my love. Oh, I shouldn't.
Man, I didn't have that.
Nagtrabaho lang siya, tapos parang gumawa na siya sa sarili niyang business after niya makai.
But Dad, who was a YouTuber, he was a welder. It's not even close. Dan Dan noodles aren't just about the noodles. They also require a signature spicy Sichuan sauce. Anita, in front of us, the iconic Dan Dan noodles. Liu Daiong Restaurant has been serving Dan Dan noodles using the same recipe for over 20 years. Their dish starts with a flavorful base of chicken seasoning, MSG, peppercorn powder, soy sauce, pepper oil, oyster sauce, salted turnip, chickpeas, and green onions. What is it that makes a good bowl of Dan Dan noodles? First of all, the noodle itself, you really need to have a good chewiness. Secondly, it's all about the sauce. Then it's topped with a pile of seasoned ground pork, peanuts, and bamboo shoots. Dan Dan noodles here come in two styles, submerged in a flavorful broth or dry. Let's mix it all up. Here, this restaurant gives a little twist to add some bamboo. How do you feel about that? It's not traditional, but we love bamboos here, just like all the pandas do. Just like the pandas. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so hot.
Oh my God, I wanna try it.
There's layers of experience happening right now. The texture is amazing. It's got some nice bite to it. Oh man, my whole mouth right now is vibrating. It feels so weird. After spending a week here, you'll be addicted to. Oh yeah, you can't eat without it. I'm kind of surprised with all the foods we've eaten so far. They all include pep.
Pag gusto niyo, record namin na. Pag gusto niyo kumain yan, meron ako nabibila niyan sa, hotpot sa internet. Tapos, pag dinala mo yan, lahat ng spice na pinakita doon, yung namin na spice na yun, makakain mo yan doon, tas ay na. After a week, nag-try ako nun kasi dati sa apartment, nung mag-isa pa lang ako. Ayun, lagi yung kinatain ko kasi yung ka-buddy ko, yung kasama ko sa apartment, Chinese yung parents niya. So, lagi kaming binibigyan ng hotpot. Tapos, tapos tuhat ko na, bumipilit ang kabilagi. Yung daddy niya kasi Chinese, tapos yung mama niya is a Filipino. So,
how common is the peppercorn within the cuisine here? Very, very common. It's all over the place. Yeah. Traditional Chinese food is categorized into 8 great cuisines, all of which evolved in different parts of the country. Are there any themes that stand out among Sichuan dishes? I don't know if you've heard of the Tea Horse Road? Tell me more. So Tea Horse Road is where the Sichuan province, Yunnan province, and Tibet used to transport things throughout all these mountains to trade. That kind of absorbed all flavors from different places. There are over 20-something different cooking techniques. Oh, wow. If the cuisine is so broad, then how do you identify something as being Sichuan and not just something else from some other part of China? So our signature flavor is called ma la. Ma is numbing, coming from the peppercorn. Yeah, la is spicy, coming from the chili pepper. So these are the Dan Dan noodles. Incredible, but we have a lot more to see. Let's keep moving. That's it.
ganda rin ng mga tao sa China, no?
Our next street food has no address and no phone number. Oh, man. And if you want to find it, you'll need a little bit of patience and a lot of luck. How long have you been a tofu bike salesman? 20 years. 20 years? Why did you never just set up in one spot and sell from a stall? He says it's not economical to rent a store because he needs to pay for the rent and he can keep the cost for the food low. And you serve them up this. Tofu flour. Tofu flour? Yeah. Tofu flour, or Sichuan tofu, is a type of silken tofu made by blending soaked soybeans, then straining them through a cheesecloth. The extracted solution is cooked over high heat, then mixed with a concentrated salty solution to help it solidify, turning the mixture into a delicate tofu pudding that has a silky soft texture. What could...
Taho! Taho pala to. Okay. So may taho din sa China. Of course.
There's some help in the flavor department. Step 1, he gently scrapes delicate layers of silky tofu into this container.
That's so hungry, huh?
Chili oil, green onions,
Chili oil,
rented mustard, beans, MSG, bajia, peppercorn, soy sauce. Oh, thank you very much. I was hoping in coming here we would get a break from the heat, but evidently not.
Parang kumakain ng ano niyan. Grabe. Dito naman sa Philippines, ay, Pilipino pala kayo lahat kasi nakatagalog tayo, no? Taho, wala pong mamam, di ba? Matamis, no?
Mixing it up doesn't really change how it looks that much because all that sauce and the chili oil, it rises to the top. Oh, it's so delicious. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So soft, it's so delicate but heavy at the same time. The tofu, you don't even have to chew it. You just press it against the roof of your tongue and you basically drink it. And then a little bit of texture in there with the green onions, with the mung beans, and looking at this odd assortment of ingredients, I was thinking, I'm not sure what the draw is. I'm not sure why people are so addicted to this. Now as for eating it, I can't stop. It's silky tofu heaven. But I do feel a little bit conflicted. Is there any way you could put an animal in this? It's possible. At some stores, they add different things, but traditionally, it's without meat. And because he serves to the public, to the common people, and he wants to keep the cost low, how much is this cup right here? New 6 RMB. Less than $1. Oh, less than $1? My man. You're like Mother Teresa out here on this bike. Oh my god, can you pop a wheelie on this thing? Oh, what is he? Hear that? No, that's gonna drop my tofu. That's a good point. I'm just thinking, marketing. We should work together. Oh yeah, he's so polite. He accepted my guy right here. I feel like 20 years ago, street food would have been way more prevalent in Chengdu. Yeah, Chengdu is all about street food, and that's where the soul of the Sichuan cuisine is. I mean, as I look around, it's a very modern city, and so I feel like over the years, is the street food kind of disappearing from Chengdu? Yeah, he definitely agrees. Over the years, he feels like street food is starting to become less and less on the streets, but moving to the stores now. It's not just that you're serving food, you're kind of preserving a piece of the food history here. For sure. For that, I will shake your hand a 3rd time. Sir, 谢谢. Thank you.
Sobrang amazed siya, no? Kasi walang store, nag-iikot lang. We haven't been ganun sa Philippines, bro.
Next, we're taking on Chengdu's Chinese street food after dark. The perfect time of day.
Wait. So, hatiin na natin to kasi ang haba. Bye-bye.